Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon and happy Black History celebration. It is an honor to be with the incredible leaders and dear friends who are here today, including, of course, our extraordinary President, Joe Biden, our First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, the Second Gentleman of the United States, my husband, Doug Emhoff, and the esteemed members of the Congressional Black Caucus, who, of course, are a conscience not only of the United States Congress, but of our country. So during Black History Month, we come together as a nation to honor and celebrate our history, the history of Black excellence and leadership, culture and creativity, resilience and resistance. During Black History Month, we tell the stories of the heroes of our nation's past and of our present. Leaders across our country and here in this room who shape our future. This month and every month, we celebrate Black history as America's history, living, breathing history that we create every day. History that must be taught in full. History has also taught us that we must see clearly and speak truth about the moment we are currently in. And today that means we must speak truth about the full-on attack we witness in states across our nation on our most fundamental freedoms, including the freedom to learn and acknowledge our nation's true and full history. Across our nation, we have witnessed extremists who try to erase our history. They censor history textbooks and cancel history classes. Tracy Hall, the first Black woman to serve as executive director of the American Library Association, reminded us last year, free people read freely. And yet, today, we see extremists who pass book bans. Book bans in this year of our Lord 2024. And these extremists not only try to erase the past, but to rewrite it. In Florida, the third largest state by population in our nation, so-called leaders intend to teach our children that enslaved people benefited from slavery. They insult us in an attempt to gaslight us. And as I said in Florida last summer, this is an abject and purposeful and intentional policy to mislead our children and to divide and distract our nation with unnecessary debates. Let us be clear, and I know we are, to build a brighter future for our nation, we must learn from our past. Let us not be seduced into believing that somehow it will be better to forget if we edit out the bad parts. No, we will be stronger when we remember. We will be better when we remember. Only if we learn the lessons of our history can we ensure that the wrongs and injustices will not be repeated. So let history remind us of the strength of the movements for progress and freedom in our nation, that America's most sacred principles have been realized and strengthened when we, the people, fought for them, generation after generation. And now let us all play part in the relay race that makes history, knowing that it is we who have been passed the baton. And the challenge for us is how well we run the race when the baton is in our hands. So in this moment where we know there is a coexistence between all that is about the history of struggle and the history of celebration, knowing of our successes, during this month and always, let us celebrate the heroes and the excellence as we fight for our country and its most sacred ideals, knowing we are made for this moment. And so was our President, Joe Biden. A leader who has the strength, the skill, the courage, and the compassion, not just to fight, but to win. And now to introduce our president, it is my great honor to welcome an extraordinary young leader. I can't wait for you to get to know him, Nigel Murray.
Good evening. My name is Nigel B. Murray. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I graduated from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas in December. When my family became a registered foster home, I saw at firsthand the challenges that foster children faced, often without adequate clothes on their back. I will never forget my foster brother coming home with his clothes in horrible condition, packed in a black trash bag. For a child who has lost everything, a trash bag for a suitcase makes them feel worthless and disposable. That's why in 2017, I started a nonprofit organization that is called Clothes for Kids that provides brand new clothing and duffel bags for over 5,000 children. My inspiration to serve is my father. He's my hero, a man of character and integrity. As a retired fire captain, he fearlessly rescued the distressed, often running into buildings when others were running out. Throughout the early history of Black firefighting, it was not well documented. But the first Black fire chief is thought to be Patrick Raymond, appointed chief engineer of Cambridge, Massachusetts Fire Department in 1871. And Molly Williams is known to be the first woman African-American firefighter who served in Lower Manhattan. My father stands on their shoulders. Also know that trying to make an impact can be challenging, but I have a president and a vice president who have my back. I'm grateful for the historic actions that the president has taken to strengthen foster care, President Biden and Vice President Harris are investing in our young people, in their well-being, in their education, and in their future. They're making sure that all young people, including young people facing hard times, can realize their full potential. That gives me hope. That gives my generation hope. And with that being said, it is now my honor to introduce to you President Joe Biden.
Well, Nigel, thank you for that introduction. Where's Mom and Dad? Put your hands up so everybody can see you. Dad, you know that expression. God made man, then he made a few firefighters. God love you. An incredible family. And I need a commitment from you, old buddy, that when you're president and they say Joe Biden in the waiting room, you remember who I am. All right? I think that's important because I don't want to be forgotten by you. Look, folks, the fact is to all of you, on behalf of Jill and me, happy Black History Month from the White House. Let me just say that we're really fortunate to have a real leader, a true friend, and an historic Vice President, Kamala Harris. I not only ask her to join me, I love her. It's a good relationship. She's doing an incredible job on everything from voting rights to reproductive freedom to economic opportunity to foreign policy and national security and so much more. We couldn't do this without you, Kamala, and that's a fact. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And the same goes for Doug. He's a great friend. He also teaches now these days. You guys don't teach the same school, do you? No. There's so many friends here that if I were to acknowledge everyone, we'd be here till next Black History Month. But look, folks, we will be back here next year. And this community is the reason why I'm standing here. This community. And special thanks to members of our cabinet and our military. I promised the administration it would look like America. And I'm proud to have the most diverse administration in all of American history. And a special thanks to the Congressional Black Caucus, who are key partners in the progress we're making. And thanks to all of you elected officials, like Governor Wes Moore. Gov? Yeah. Watch this guy. Watch this guy. He won in spite of my campaigning for him. Civil rights leaders, business leaders, educators, artists, and so much more. I sincerely mean it. I am president and Kamala is vice president because of you. You've had my back, and we've had your back, and we always will. Kamala just talked about the power of Black history, that is in American history. Black excellence, culture, resilience, heroes known and unknown who inspired a nation. But as Kamala described, you know, as all of you know, that proud history has always been shadowed by sinister forces, always. Trying to erase our history, trying to deny freedoms to those who seek to dim the brilliance of our nation's North Star. That's the very idea of America, the very idea of America. And you know that we're all created equal in the image of God, deserve to be treated equally throughout our lives. We've never fully lived up to that, but we've never walked away from it before because of you and your ancestors before you, because of all the progress we made together, building a democracy that recognized the inherent dignity of all. My dad's favorite word was dignity. He used to say a job's about a lot more than a paycheck, Joey. It's about your dignity. It's about honor. It's about respect. And that's what everyone deserves. And grant each of us the power to shape our collective destiny. A democracy with dignity rooted in freedom, fairness, opportunity, and justice, and truth. Truth. Based on promises made and promises kept. A recognition that we all have promises to keep. So tonight, let's reflect on how we make history, not erase history. You know? And may we reflect on this wisdom as you entered the White House. You heard the choir from St. Augustine's Church here in Washington. St. Augustine's Church once said. St. Augustine once said, singing is praying twice. Well, I felt that power over a week ago when I attended Sunday service at St. John's Baptist Church in Columbia, South Carolina. The church is home to our very own former mayor, Columbia Mayor Steve Benjamin. There's Steve over here. The pastor, Reverend Graham, preached a powerful sermon and reminded us no matter how dark the hour, the power is in our hands. It really is to find light. Then he said, history is in our hands to build a future within our reach. My friends, we face a moment of real choosing. I mean this sincerely, it's not hyperbole. In this moment, may we choose to be the light and make real the promise of America for all Americans. May we make clear that in America, we still believe in honesty, decency, dignity, respect, where we leave no one behind, where everyone deserves a shot, where we give hate no safe harbor. May we remember what our late friend John Lewis would say. He said, democracy is not a state, it's an act. Democracy is not a state, it's an act. During this Black History Month and each day we feel the grace of God, let's act. Let us act in light and truth and freedom. The power really is in our hands. It's not it's in our hands. Let's remember who in the hell Let's remember who we are. We are the United States of America. And there is simply nothing beyond our capacity when we act together and do it together. So God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Please enjoy. Please enjoy the performance that's about to begin. All right. We're going to walk off here and get our performance.